Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech. Hey, first of all, thank you everybody who sent in art. It was amazing, just the sheer quantities of what I got, and you're about to see how much I got. But first, you'll notice all of the screens are off. I put a button in to turn them all off and on. It's that button right there. I want to show you why. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to do a quick spin around. Here we go. No problems, right? Except for you might be feeling a little dizzy right now, but watch what happens when I turn on all these screens. Okay, and okay, I did the audio effect there. But yeah, you see the popping? Yeah, that was happening every time I turned around. So we're going to take a look at these pictures, and then I'm going to turn them off. And here and there, we'll turn them back on again. First of all, why is this one off? That one shouldn't be off. I wonder if that's not part of my grouping. I'll fix that later. Anyway, this is hand-drawn art by one of my patrons, Fritty. And look at that. Isn't that cool? He's quite the artist. I left in my Hawaii picture there. And then over here are the pictures from Equinox, also one of my patrons. And these are pictures from the Pacific Northwest. I already showed you that. I showed you that last episode. So let's go down here where we have... Oh, this is a reserved section for other patrons who either haven't turned theirs in or aren't yet patrons. So if you've ever considered it, well, that's it. So Skippy is quite a photographer, and he took a picture of the beach and the Thunderbirds flying close to the building where he works. And apparently his dad is a wildlife artist from South Africa. So there you go. I have some pictures from Cosmic Chimp. Thank you, Cosmic, for sending over a picture of yourself at the beach. And I just threw in a couple of my own pictures of Cosmic. This is one of him being attacked during our multiplayer series, and of course his banana suit, you know, because that's just Cosmic. I even labeled it, what did I call it? Cosmic Chimp in his elements. Okay. So then I don't have labels for the rest of these. These were all sent in by viewers, every single one of them. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to go in and put in each person's name or titles or stuff like that. So I'm just going to kind of go down and show you them. And if you see yours, then you can clap. Feel free to show it to friends. All of these are amazing. I just got to tell you, I was so happy with how many photographs I got and some of the talent. Look at this one. I love this one. This is, and of course, you know, being on an LCD screen in a game does not flatter it, but it's just the composition of that photograph is beautiful. There's quite a few in here that I'm just very, very happy with. This is actually a personal friend of mine's, Kuvas, type of dog. They're breeders. Someone did this art. I thought it was cool. It's like a light bulb underneath grass. I don't know. Someone's car. It's a nice car. Some logos, pictures of people's trips. Some very nice... This is also a photograph done by... I think it might have been the same person. Oh, see, I've lost track. There were so many. But just beautiful photographs. I mean, some serious talent you guys have. Even some out of Space Engineers. I mean, that's actually a really nice photograph right out of Space Engineers. I thought that was cool. It's a castle, I think. I think somebody described that one as their favorite place in the world, and I don't even know what it is. We still have some space, not a lot more space. There's 2 more bays here for just user-submitted photographs, or art of any kind, really. If it's a picture, send it. Ducks. Wait, ducks or geese? I think those are geese. Anyway. Feel free to send them in. Take a look at the description on this video or the last one. If we get to the point where I can't take any more photos, because eventually that's going to happen, or if we've moved on to another place, you know, years down the road or whatever, then I'll put in the description that I can no longer accept photos. But yeah, just take a look in the description before you send one in, because I might be ignoring them, and I don't want you to spend all that time and work without actually getting your photo in the game. Also, don't be afraid. I have 2 more bays that are open, but I also have all these in-between spots that I can project in more places. And I'll probably start at the other end and fill up the end there, because we're using some of these other spots, like this one, for rooms. So we're gonna let's do this. We're gonna continue boring out this room and get it all ready to go. I had a couple of suggestions. One was to use explosives, which is a fantastic idea, except they work too well. If you'll remember, this area in the back of the cave was done with explosions, and I don't know how easy it is to tell the actual size, but these large, what are they called? What are they called? Warheads, that's what they're called. These large warheads just take out way too much material. I mean, there's only one warhead that took out from that point to that point there. I don't want to do that in this little tiny room over here. So I thought about using small warheads, which is a reasonable possibility. I really need to turn these off because I'm getting all kinds of lag rotating around. Oh, so much better. Okay. I thought about using small warheads, but small warheads have a minor problem in this case. So if I jump over to my warheads, this is a large warhead, which would just take out way too much material. If I hit 6 again, I get a small warhead, but you cannot embed a small warhead in a wall, unfortunately. It doesn't embed in rock, and I can't attach it to the base, which I thought about doing. So I would have to actually set it on something, but that becomes really complicated. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly how I would. I mean, I am going to end up spending more time figuring that out than just finishing up this drill structure, unfortunately. And so we're just going to keep doing the drills. And I think one more piston's worth will probably be plenty. I don't think we're going to need to go any further than that. So let's just do that real quick. And guess what? Space Engineers broke again. Keen, how is it that you can fix a bug and then break it and then fix it again and then break it again? I don't understand. But you have once again broken the different tiered tools. This is an elite tool. It should be breaking this faster. And you just fixed it a few weeks ago. Oh boy. Okay, so we might have to bring in the grinder ship if I want to grind things, because good grief. Oh, I almost forgot. Okay, yeah, that definitely is not part of the group. I almost forgot to show you something. We actually have, for the first time in a long time, a Mod of the Day. That's right. It's kind of a small one, actually, and I want to show you these 3 pictures right here. They look pretty good, right? Well, this is what it looked like without today's Mod of the Day. Yeah, exactly. So that's an effect called bloom, and Keen is a big fan of bloom, and there's no way to turn it off. Hooray, Keen! I love Space Engineers and I love Keen, but they make some really weird decisions sometimes, and bloom is one of them. So without bloom, or actually this mod is called reduced bloom, it gives just a little hint of that bloom, which is nice, but not nearly to the insane levels that are in by default. And it allows us to actually see this artwork. So there you go. That's it. That's all there is to that mod, Reduced Bloom. Unfortunately, it does badly interact with Deep Space 4K, my darkness and night sky mod. So I did have to disable that in order to see the art. I'll probably end up switching them back and forth here and there. But for now, let's turn off those screens, and I'm going to fix this one screen that's in the wrong group. Whoops. All right, we're good. Let's just let them be. If they start shaking crazy, we'll throw some wheels on or something. I guess one thing I could do... Let me actually do this. I'm going to throw just a couple of 1x1 wheels. Right there. And right there. That'll keep them from bouncing around too much and taking too much damage. Go ahead, Igor, finish those off, and then let's try this out. All right, crazy drills. So that should turn all these guys on. Nice. All right. Here we go. Let's do reverse, which should push him out only one. Yeah. And then we'll push them out one more. And what do we want? We want piston OX. There. I like how that's working. Kind of sliding along the ground there. I should have done that over here. Probably would have worked better. Beauty. Alright, then it's just a matter of running it back and forth and doing that thing again. Increase max twice, I think. And then that. Look how far Space Engineers has come as a game. For those who have been playing it for many years, the concept of having piston drills on pistons on pistons on wheels would have made you absolutely cry yourself to sleep at night. But here we are. And that just worked absolutely perfectly. I mean, there's a lot of shaking going on, but it did not destroy itself, which is pretty impressive. And we just cleared out, let's see, 3.6 million. Is that going up and down? Why is it changing? It's increasing. Oh, it's transferring. Okay. So 3.6 million stone in the most insane way possible, yes, but still, it's fun. That's what matters. All right, let's get rid of this stuff. Shut it all down. Really? That was great. Okay. It's never simple, is it? Well, you know what? Just stop. Okay. Well, we have another way to do this. A nice, simple way to do this. Igor, would you like to help me out here? There we go. And deconstruction beacon. Thank you. You gonna do this, Igor? Or are my Igors set to not deconstruct? That would explain a lot. No? Set to deconstruct. What's the problem? Don't tell me I have to finish it. Alright, I do not understand why these deconstruct beacons are not working. I mean, there's literally 2 of them on here right now. I put a battery on here just in case. That one's welded up to the maximum. I don't understand. So I'm going to put a deconstruct beacon on this guy. And see if it'll... Look at that. I didn't even have to finish building it. And he's already over there deconstructing it. What's wrong with this grid? Why doesn't it want to deconstruct this grid? What if I put it on a different part of the grid, like here? Will it work over there? Yeah, all 3 of them are working on this. This doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. Maybe if I stick deconstruct beacons on every part. Put one here, and I'll put one here. Well, welcome to Space Engineers. So it was one of those things where you just have to reload the game, and everything starts working. So it's slowly taking this thing apart, but it's still faster than me doing it with a grinder that doesn't work properly. So there you go. In the meantime, let's see if we can start getting my little plan figured out. A while back, this was suggested. I'll put the comment up on the top of the screen if I can find it. It's been quite a while, actually, a couple months, I think. But I thought it was a fabulous idea, so we're going to try it out. I need to do some testing first. I want to do, let's see. Thinking right about here should work, and I am probably going to need a floor. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, that was close. This should do approximately what I'm trying to do, I think. And then we're going to need a little space right here. Okay. So now we need a large, either atmospheric or ion thruster. No, not an ion. What am I thinking? We need a large atmospheric thruster. Igor, if you want to give me some parts, that'd be great. Aha. Okay, now let's get a button panel just so that we can do some testing. Oh, that's kind of ominous, actually. You step in and you can't actually see what's going on, but then turn it on. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want to see what happens if we throw some stone in there. So I'm just going to take some of this. There we go. Take that and that. Is there any other? Apparently I broke those lights, but Igor will fix them. I'll also turn on my headlights for now. Okay, let's turn that thing off for a second, because it's a little terrifying. And let's make a little pit for it to go into here. Yeah, that's a good spot. Okay, so we got ourselves a little bit of stone sitting right there. And doesn't look like Igor is going to pick that up. So let's turn this guy on and hopefully... Oh. Yay, there we go. Yes, it destroys it. It takes a second, but it does destroy it. So that's where this comes in. Now we need to basically pipe in stone. Let's do it the simple way for now. Well, this is incredibly inefficient. I love it. Oh, that's great. Okay. Not sure how else to make this better. There's got to be a better way to do this. And then that... Yeah, it falls right into the blast of the engine there. And hopefully pretty soon that'll go away. Yep, there we go. Now, I just have a little bit of automation to do. So I got a couple of ideas. One is I'm going to set up a sensor to identify when there's a rock there. And then this will fire up. I also actually need to get the pipes in to get the stone over there. So let's do that real quick. It'll also simplify the rest of my building process and testing and all that kind of thing. All right, so we got this all hooked up. Now, I kind of want to see what happens with a larger quantity of stone. So let's see. This should start dumping out stone any second. However, it is not. You don't have any stone. Why don't you have any stone? Because... Is Tim broken? Okay, that did the trick. So now we turn this on. And that should start destroying stone pretty quick. And by pretty quick, I mean horrendously slowly. I don't want to pick that up. Okay. Is that not doing anything? Yeah, it is. It's slowly destroying. See the where it says the amount of stone there? It's slowly getting rid of it. So, luckily, I have some other plans. All right, let's see how this works. There we go. So now we can turn on the stone killers and increase, or there we go, increase the thrust override. I also want to see if this is doing any damage. Seems to not be doing damage yet. Okay, so some of these are actually getting destroyed. And of course, some of them are despawning just because there's more of them. I wonder if I could figure out a way to put these on a rotor and kind of turn them and angle them down into this pile. And then they might be damaging the pile and not each other. Hey, look at that. That's actually destroying stone. All right, let's do the other side. Well, that's not going to work. We need to reroute that. All right. How's that look? That looks terrifying. Okay, so this is a heavy armor piece right here, so I'm hoping that it won't take much. Okay, it's taking a little damage. Okay, let's see. Start throwing it out. How quickly does it remove this stuff? Oh, Igor's grabbing it. I needed to have Igor clean things up. Don't clean up, Igor. It's not really doing a whole lot. I think it's actually despawning. I mean, some of these don't have the full 100 on them. Alright. Let's stop the dropper. Okay, no, it's actually destroying some of them. But only the ones in the very center. Nothing else. Okay, I have an idea for that. Ow! Don't do that to me. Okay, so I went back to the original comment, and Org Sniper says that he dropped... sounds like he dropped the stone directly onto a hydrogen thruster pointing upward. So, how am I going to do that? That's going to take a bit of change. Also, hydrogen. No, I don't want to do hydrogen. Okay, well, this does look really cool. You got to admit, that's pretty awesome looking. So, here's what I'm thinking, is if I just keep dropping those, they're gonna actually despawn over time. And then, well, it kind of solves the problem, doesn't it? The other thing I'm thinking is I want to set up, I think I mentioned this before, but I want to set up a detector on this. An actual sensor, maybe underneath. Or maybe, actually, I could probably put it right here on the front. So, if I put a sensor right there, doesn't want to be there. Stone killer sensor. And we want everything to be minimal, except the back, which, well, we'll see. And if I'm not mistaken, what we want is floating objects. Set up actions. When it sees a floating object, it's going to take stone killers and turn them on. And when it stops seeing them, it's going to turn them off. So this should look like they're destroying it. Oops, no, I don't want that on. I want that on. There we go. So it kind of has that look like they're destroying it from this angle, when in reality they're just dropping down into here and probably despawning before we actually see them. And I'll bet that looks cool with lights out. Oh yeah. Oh, and eventually they actually get into sensor range. Are they ever going to despawn? I thought the whole point of this thing was that they should be despawning. Oh my. Okay, I can live with that. That looks pretty awesome. And it's been going for quite a while without filling up. I put a big old reservoir down there. So they're despawning, but... Oh, the lighting. Okay, there we go. They're despawning down there, but that's okay. Also, Igor's grabbing some. I should probably turn that off. Oh, I was going to change one other thing. I had made the rocks smaller for testing. But I actually want them to be... Let's do... What were we getting? Like 6K? Let's just make this keep 10K in there, and then we'll get the largest rocks possible. So even though it is effectively a dropper despawner, that's like the standard way to get rid of stone, at least there's a little bit of flair to it. Alright, the one last touch that needed to be there. I need to know how much stone and ore I've got. Think I'm doing just fine. So, there we go. That's it. I think that was a pretty good addition for our first little alcove. Huh. I don't know why those didn't get cleaned up. I'll get them right now. If you enjoyed this little crazy little project, or possibly the art that was submitted, I should probably turn those screens back on and take one more flyby. Gotta see them. Beautiful stuff. Love it, I love it. Anyway, if you enjoyed any of this, hit that thumbs up button, and make sure and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that little alarm bell, because you'll want to know when more stuff's coming out. And other than that, I'll see you next time on Epic Tech.